Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Plymouth Town Council to order, 7 p.m., May 5, 2026, here at the Town Hall. Welcome back, everybody. Feels like we're just here. So I thank all the council members for being in attendance. We have all the council members, Mr. Zagerski, Mr. Boyd, Mr. Green, Mr. Tisha, and Mr. Engel, all present this evening. Fire exit notifications. If you exit the rear of this room, you go to your left, you go through 2 doors and exit directly outside. If you go to your right, you'll need to exit a couple of different doors and go out through the police station entrance. Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They feel a bit low, don't they? Feel like the chairs are low. Thank you, everyone. Item 5 is our invocation. I'd like to just a special recognition to our veterans and certainly the people that are involved now in the Middle East conflict. And God bless America and God bless the town of Plymouth. Item 6 is to accept the meeting minutes from our special meeting of April 14. This is the meeting that was moved and was held on April 14. It was a special meeting for that purpose. Is there a motion to accept the minutes from April 14?
I'll wait. Second.
Okay, looks like Mr. Tisha had the motion. And the second was TJ Zagerski. Thank you. Is there any discussion or questions on the minutes from the April 14th special meeting? Questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor of accepting the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you very much. Motion carries unanimously. Item 7 is accepting the meeting minutes from April 21st, the special meeting. This is the special meeting, the tri-board meeting that was held. Just for a point of clarification, the Board of Finance is responsible for the minutes of the public hearing. So that's where those are. This is for our acceptance of the special tri-board meeting. There's also references in those minutes you probably noticed to the Board of Finance because there was a section of the meeting where we flip-flopped back to the Board of Finance when they moved the budget formally to this board, or council rather, excuse me. So a motion would be in order to accept the meeting minutes from April 21. Is there a motion? Mr. Green made the motion.
Second it.
Second, Mr. Zagerski. Thank you. Any questions or comments on the minutes from April 21? I want to send a thank you to the town clerk who did, I think, an extraordinary job keeping track of all that was moving that evening. So thank you. No comments, no questions. Thank you. All those in favor of accepting the meeting minutes from April 21 say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Number 8 is public comment on agenda items. We've got a pretty light agenda this evening, but if anyone would like to address the council on the agenda, please do so at this time. Thank you.
Melanie Church, 328 Main Street. One thing I have a question for, and that is right where now the state is going to be giving the schools money, which has to do with the thing we gave them extra money. Do we take the money that they gave us, that they're gonna give us, and offset what the taxpayers are paying? Or are they gonna get that plus that? You know, am I making sense?
You are, and I'll be happy to address that later on after my mayor's report.
Yeah, but, you know, some people have been asking me, I said, I'm not sure exactly how that works, so. Okay, Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public that would like to address the council on an agenda item? Seeing none, I'll move to item 9, which is the mayor's report. Fairly short report, seeing that we just met a couple of weeks ago, but some significant activity. First of all, I'd like to report that we completed the bond sale this morning of the $3 million of the $6 million that was passed in the referendum for road and bridge repair projects. There were 10 active bidders in the process. The meeting was attended well, first of all, the sale was organized by the town's financial advisors, Phoenix Advisors, and the law firm Robinson & Cole, who's been our town's bond counsel for many years. The meeting was attended by myself, our town treasurer, Sue Morosky, as well as our finance director and representatives from the firms that I previously mentioned. The full details of this sale will be available after the closing, which is scheduled for May 20th. Part of this process was to meet with S&P Global, formerly known as the S&P, who sets the bond rating. The bond rating was set for our town at AA-, which is an excellent rating when compared across the state of Connecticut. It's not the best, but it's pretty darn good. As we move forward toward the next bond issue, which we're planning for next spring, which will be the second half of this approved money from the referendum, we will work with our finance department, the Board of Finance, and Phoenix Advisors to address any areas of improvement needed to help raise our bond rating. Our Public Works Department has fully reviewed the road and bridge projects that were included in the referendum last year. For this year, the plan includes completion of Oakdale, Fountainhead, and Tumble roads. The work there will include drainage and full-depth reclamation of the roads. Also planned are sections of North Street along with the chip seal program Phase 1. The replacement of Todd Street Bridge is also included for this summer. Outside of the bond funding, a full review of the town's roadways is ongoing, and several immediate repairs have been identified, and those repairs are underway. These include Keegan Road and Knight Lane, where severe winter and high water tables cause some dangerous conditions, including sinkholes and road collapse, especially around where the drains are located. We expect to publish the full plan for this year and next year on the town website next week. A 5-year plan is also being developed, and I will share the complete plan with the town council and post on the website as soon as possible. A couple of general announcements. In your packet, you have the invitation for our recognition of veterans who served in the Vietnam era. This event was planned in conjunction with the State of Connecticut Veterans Affairs Commission and will be held on Monday, June 8th, starting at 4 p.m. at the Borkowski Auditorium at Terryville High School. Lieutenant Governor Bysowitz and Commissioner Ron Welch will be participating. I want to extend my thanks to the Town Clerk Linda Conopask and Kevin Hayes from the Mayor's Office, along with Councilwoman Sue Boyard, for their efforts in setting up this event. There was a lot of envelopes stuffed for this. We have over 70 veterans. The number surprised me a little bit. There are actually some more, but a lot of them have moved out of town or are no longer with us. But over 70 veterans have been invited. And we will be promoting this event over the coming weeks. Also, our Recreation Department, with the support of the Lions Club, will be hosting the annual Children's Fishing Derby this Saturday, May 9th, at Lake Winfield from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Please contact the Recreation Department to register for this event. This is in addition to the printed copy I just provided you folks, because we just got some information and confirmation regarding the funding that's been awarded, the additional funding from the state. The additional funding is going to be in 2 amounts beyond what was previously committed to. The supplemental education aid is $392,084. The The supplemental town aid is $133,545. We are still waiting the details regarding when the funds will come to the town and what constraints are in place. My understanding right now is that the award of supplemental education aid should be directed to the Board of Education. However, to the question on the floor earlier, the exact details are still unknown. We are waiting. We have our firm, CCM, our lobbying firm, and other contacts. We're working with them to get clear details on exactly what the constraints are and how that aid will be administered. We do not know the question of whether or not that how this would impact. My own personal view is that the intention of this is to help relieve the taxpayers, give them some relief. Now that our budget is already set, that situation becomes a bit complicated. So I will be working, when I get more information, I'll be working with the Board of Finance and Capital Improvements Committee, perhaps, depending on what our constraints are, on how those funds can be spent. But they will be awarded for this fiscal year. So if there's still more questions, I will keep everybody advised. And finally, last but not least, I want a little shout out to Cassie Culver of the Town Clerk's Office, who received a very long letter of thank you and gratitude for her effort helping a former resident find some critical family information by researching our town archives. I understand it was no easy task, but educational. We've got some very fascinating history in this community, and there's some real interesting documents in that town clerk's wall, I'll tell you that. So great work to Cassie, and congratulations. It's nice to be recognized. That concludes tonight's mayor's report. As always, if anyone on the town council has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the mayor's office. And again, we'll have information about the bond sale with all the details, total costs, total premiums that will be coming to the town, and how that will be set up in this year.
I just have one question.
Sure.
The Children's Fishing Derby, is there an age restriction?
There is an age restriction, and I don't know, is any who's liaison to recreation. It's a children's derby. It's like 8 years old to 12 or 8. Yeah, I'm sure it's on the website, but it's younger children.
It's not adults. I think they cut it off at freshmen.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll let you help though, Ron, if you want to bring somebody little, you know. I'm finding out that really a lot of kids don't know how to fish, which is also interesting, but that's another story. Okay. Thanks very much, everybody. All right, let's move to item 10, which is Town Council Liaison Reports. I'm going to start to my far right. Let's start with Mr. Engel this evening.
The easy one, not my looking back
I know this is a regular meeting. We're back on schedule, so we've already got it covered. Okay, thanks. Ron, any report tonight?
Just real quick, the planning and zoning back on April 23rd, they approved a single-family dwelling at 7 South Street. And the only other thing I have is the Friends of the Terryville Library. Their tea party is tomorrow, Wednesday, May 6th, at the Terryville Congregational Church. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are $15.
Thank you very much. Mr. Green, anything for this evening? Councilman Boyard, Town Council Liaison Report.
I apologize if I read you some. I don't really remember the dates on what was where, but anyway, the Police Commission, they canceled their commission meeting this past month. There was a quorum. The Fire Commission, thank you. I missed that because I was at the Finance Board meetings. Human Services is working on the logistics of helping people this winter with oil and whatever else they might need. They had a meeting with the Rotary to discuss vetting people so they don't duplicate the effort, so they're working very hard on that. We are also signing the contract with Veterans Strong in Bristol. We've had the contract with them for many years, and we're just going to renew it, be a one-year renewable contract that the town will sign with the veterans. They're 40 hours a week And we're working on maybe having some other representation when it's outside of those 40 hours, but that's still in the works. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zagorski.
I had water pollution control. They're working on trying to wrap up all their reports for the surveys of the town sewer systems and water infiltration. They're also working on the budget to have a public hearing in June to set the new sewer rates and adopt the budget. The new vac truck is also scheduled to be in June, so they're working on a couple different things to get things finalized for that, for storage and getting rid of some of the older equipment. Public Works, like the mayor said, they're working on a lot of projects. The two new hires we got, Joey and Alan, are both pretty valuable pieces to the puzzle here. Alan's taken the bull by the horns, and he's looked at some of the town equipment that's been bought over the last 5 years that hasn't been used, and has figured out how to use them and getting them into action. One of them is the hot box, that's been a topic. So they figured out how to get that working. So they're making a lot of headway. The other one was Park and Rec. They have the fishing derby this weekend, and then they have a kids fun run on May 20th being sponsored by Ed Advance. So that's all I have for this one.
Thank you very much. We'll move to item 11, which is discuss, excuse me, discuss and take action on the overpayment of taxes. You see the information listed on the agenda, and I also have the detailed sheet, which I'll file for the record, which was provided by the tax collector's office. A motion would be in order for the refund of overpayment of property taxes as listed. Mr. Green made the motion. Second, Ms. Boyard. Any discussion on the refund of taxes item? Yes. You know what? I'll make sure that you folks get this detailed sheet going forward. I'm not sure if I got it on Friday or if I got it on Monday morning. Okay, great. So you're good? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it is unusual, but yes, they're different. They're prior year taxes, and then some real estate, a little bit different. Okay. Any other questions or discussion on the motion? Sure.
Can't hear you.
I know I'm coming. I have a mess over here. Well, with the Board of Assessment Appeals, they would take it, you can condemn as many cars as you want, and then the board decides after that meeting to whether they're going to reduce or whatever, but there's no limit to the amount that people can come in. Usually they're done in September, and houses are done in the month of March. So that's why there's multiple things. They just have to have a sheet for each one, that's all.
Oh, thank you. That's interesting. Learn every day. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Okay. First of all, I appreciate everybody's feedback on this item. This is to discuss and take action of renaming and modifying the charge of the current Ad Hoc Municipal Facilities Committee. Folks that were on council before recall that the original committee was the Police Building Committee. It was later modified to the Ad Hoc Municipal Facilities Committee, and that was due to the availability of or the potential to reuse existing town property. After some research, we believe it's in the best interest to rename that committee because we need to do some more exploration on options. The police department issue is not going away, but it's my intent to contact members of the current committee and see if they want to continue to serve. That's why we don't have names for you tonight, but we want to get the ball rolling. So there's a motion that was considered, and if someone could read that motion to the record, I'd appreciate it. Make that motion.
motion.
Yeah, we need your microphone,
I
ma'am.
think I have it on. Can you hear me? Okay.
Thank you.
I move the current Municipal Facilities Ad Hoc Committee be renamed to the Municipal Facilities Planning Committee, and further, the charge of the committee shall be research and consider any and all options for renovation, additions to existing town-owned facilities, and/or new construction as necessary to establish a community service and safety facility. Other duties shall include, but are not limited to, the evaluation of town buildings, including schools, developing a long-term plan, and making recommendations for further use, replacement, and/or sale of said buildings.
Thank you, Ms. Boyer. Is there a second? Second, Mr. Engel. Open for discussion. Any discussion on the motion? Questions?
I think it's a big thing that we need to really look forward to. Just not here for the police station, but town-wide. Because there's a lot of things that will save us money in the long run, especially if we try to go with the public safety complex. There's more state funding, more federal funding that we can try to get and make a better facility for everyone and the town.
Appreciate that endorsement, Mr. Zagorski. Any other comments or questions on the motion? Seeing none, I'd like to, because this is a pretty big roll call, pretty serious endeavor, I'd like to do a roll call vote, if that's okay with the council. Mr. Zagorski.
Yes.
Ms. Boyard. Mr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Tisha.
Yes.
And Mr. Engel.
Yes.
Motion carries. I appreciate that very much, and I look forward to working with the committee. If we will reach out, like I said, to the prior committee members, I know that Mr. Audette had expressed that he was resigning from the committee. I haven't spoken to him directly about this, but I'll reach out to each of the individual members and confirm. If there's openings, we'll come back with names of nominees. We'll open it up. We'll let people know that there's openings, and then we'll come back to this council as necessary, okay? Again, thank you for your support in this important effort. Okay, we're going to move to item 13, which is public comments on non-agenda items. Anything that the general public would like to address the council, please do so.
Melanie Church, 328 Main Street. I'm coming to you with two things. One is the extra duty. I have gone to Public Works, I have gone to sewer plant, I went to Parks and Rec. I went to 5 that have paid money that they didn't have to pay. Also, I went to the Board of Ed. I notified everyone that I could think of. We have to try to get some of that money back for these departments. I mean, they were not in the budget to spend that money, and yet they spent it, which hurts those departments. And, you know, it was very clearly written. They were exempt. The town was exempt. And I hope that this will be pursued. And there should be an accountability for that being in the contract, and the police commission knew, and I assume that the chief knew. And there needs to be an accountability, because we're not getting all the information. When there's lack of transparency, this is what happens. And we, as you know, every department is struggling. And that should be the first priority is, you know, you can't keep just saying, oh, well, okay, it's okay, the taxpayers can pay. But I'll leave you with that to think about and to realize, you know, there has to be an accountability. And also, you bring up this thing on you know, buildings and that. I think you should narrow it down to the 3 and what we can do with the other buildings. But what I'm a little afraid of is taking away. Whether you take away from the seniors or you take away from the kids. We need to become a village again. How do we become a village? Why not give to everyone? And to me, if we do the three-tier with the police, the fire, and the ambulance, we can take the ambulance right where, or the fire, right where it is, and use that for a senior and a kids center. And who do the parents, who do the grandparents love to see? The kids. Who do the kids love to see? These grandparents, you know? We could start building a village by doing this. You know, and I urge each and every one of you to think in that course, not just take away. Because people feel they don't have it. And where does most of the money come from? The people in this town. So you need to make them number one, not number 10. You know, thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there any other member of the public that would like to speak to the council on any item? I'm not seeing any. I would like to say thanks to everybody for attending. Thanks to folks at home for joining. I'm sorry, I missed it. We have a town council comments. I beg your pardon, everyone. I'm jumping the gun. Any open comments from town council members? Excuse me. Mr. Engel.
I just want to make one statement. Having served as a school business manager for many years, supplements like this were often treated like a grant because of the budgets already being processed. So I'm not sure because I haven't seen the signed copy of the bill. And like you said, we don't know how the state wants us to handle it, but that's the way I've seen it in the past. It's no guarantee it's going to happen that way.
I appreciate that. Any other town council comments? TJ, you good? Okay. All right. Thank you. And again, I did better than last meeting. Last meeting I jumped multiple steps. Tonight I just missed one. So, all right, here we go. Item 15 is adjournment. It's motion, Mr. Tisha, second by Mr. Engel. Is there any comment, questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Again, thank you people at home for joining us. Thank you to our IT department, and thank you to people in the public for joining us. Have a good night. We'll see you in June.